Yes.
Yes, can you hear me? Can
Yes.
you-
Just a minute. Barry is muted. I'll unmute him.
Don't mute me. I won't take lightly if you do that.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Barry.
Test, test.
It's
Okay.
you're not very, maybe it's me. Yeah, it's probably me. Turn up the volume. There we go. Everybody hear me fine?
Fine.
Yes.
Okay, recording has started. Call a meeting to order at, what is it? 7:31 a.m. on Thursday, the 20th of August. And we're here to hear an open meeting law complaint against the select board. And it says introduce those present. There's the select board, the clerk, and Barry Shahajian are present.
Please pronounce my name right. It's been 5 years. Sahajian. It's an insult. I don't like it.
I'm sorry, I have a pronunciation problem.
That's not the only problem you have.
Well, thank you. So we got a complaint dated August 13th, 2020. Open meeting law complaint against the select board. And it says here, I allege that my right to get accountability on town expenses at an open meeting has been violated. I read the rest of the complaint. He referenced the statutes. There's some details about trying to get the rate structure implemented. Currently, we do have a rate structure. Everybody is treated exactly the same. But as we compile information and data, we will get together as soon as we can get all parties involved to sit at the table or Zoom, whatever, to work out a new rate structure. So,
In the meantime, you're refusing to discuss it at all and give us any details. This is what the complaint is about, a refusal, as has been. From the,
no, it says
over
that
2 years.
it says that your complaint, excuse me, is that I allege that my right to get accountability on town expenses and at an open meeting has been violated.
Exactly.
I think
Dozens of times. This is the third complaint we've had on the same issue of not getting accountability. The third one. Of course, Rick will deny it with all his experience in law enforcement, which surprises me.
Well, from reviewing all of the data, information, meetings, minutes that has been sent to you, I believe that everything that we have as a town has been delivered to you.
Except accountability when we ask questions. That's what this discussion is about. At that meeting, you refused to answer any questions about, you just subjugated them, whatever.
I did not. I
you
explained the situation as I did this morning, that we are compiling that stuff.
And we have the right to know when we ask questions to be updated on what you're doing at all times. You are accountable at all times according to our Constitution, but you are not. That is the problem.
You should read Article 7 sometime.
You should read Article 1 of our Constitution and the open meeting laws.
I did.
Yeah, well, you're not complying to it.
I am.
We ask you questions, you answer, you discuss.
We need to make a motion. We're not here to argue. We're here to.
Yeah, okay, Jerry, go ahead, make a motion. Go ahead and deny it. You're an asset to the community. You're an asset to the community. What would we do without you?
I love it when everybody talks at the same time. Barry, you're good at that.
I am. And you're good at a lot of things, denying our rights. You are very good at denying our constitutional rights. First Amendment.
It is your right, if you think that your rights are being violated, it is your right to move this up the ladder.
I will.
Now, after
you
10,
can count on it. You can
after-
count on it. This is your
after
third meeting.
multiple complaints of this board violating open meeting law, I would think that you would compile all of that stuff and take it to the authorities. Move it up a notch. I am ready for that.
Oh, you
And
are.
also,
Consider
in this
it done.
complaint,
I
would
have
like
compiled
to bring,
it. Consider it done. The Attorney
Okay.
General's office, you know what they
Fine.
say? They
I
will
would
take
like to
on
make
egregious cases of non-compliance of the open meeting law. Egregious. You've denied every single open meeting law complaint that I've put up. So
That
what
is
am I
com-
doing?
that
Am I
is-
lying? Am I lying, Steve?
no, you
Am
are
I
not.
wrong? Am I
That-
not informed about the meetings? This
We have
is an
denied
egregious
everyone
situation.
because there has
You're
been
not
no
compliant.
violation.
You are cheating
do
us
not-
out of our
let's make the
constitutional
motion.
rights.
Barry, if you're going to continue to speak over people that are speaking, then I am going to mute you so that we can have a decent conversation.
Okay, let me tell you something. If you mute me, I will file an additional complaint. Your job as chair is to bring a meeting to order. When you bring it to order, I stop. You don't mute. Mute is what you've been doing to
meeting-
everybody.
Has been brought to order, and when someone is speaking, I would appreciate it if you did not speak over them.
And I would appreciate you if you would be accountable when you're asked questions. That's why we're here.
All right.
How's that? If
So
you can break
I
if you can
would
break
like
the
to make-
rules, so can I.
I would like to make a motion after reviewing the open meeting law complaint that no violation occurred.
You never read the complaint.
I'll second
this is an
that.
open meeting. Why did you not read the complaint?
The motion.
Why did you not read the complaint? This is an open meeting. This is a public forum, and the people want to know what's in there. Read the damn complaint.
Will you stop talking over me? I don't know how many times I can be polite and ask you to wait. You just don't wait.
Well,
Jerry seconded that. Jerry
Wait,
seconded
wait a-
that
wait a-
motion.
read
Wait a minute.
the
We have a
complaint.
motion.
Read the complaint. This is an open meeting. This is
I
going
know
to be
it is.
presented to the public. They have to
And-
know the details. Read the
and-
complaint.
If
Read it.
you would stop.
Read
Talk.
the complaint.
Oh, jeez.
This is an open meeting. This is about a complaint. You haven't even read it. There's no discussion. We can't discuss it. That's what open meetings are about.
There
You're just going to
is
come
this-
here and deny it. The people want to know what you're denying. What are you denying? read the complaint. I'll read it. On this meeting, I was asking the select board chair about when a rate structure for our water system would be implemented. Many of the municipal water users have been asking questions about this. Steve Barrett has been dodging the questions and will not discuss this. The other two selectmen have an arrangement that allows them to not participate in decisions about the water system grant, so they are not informed enough to answer our questions. This arrangement they have is not legal, is in another issue that needs to be discussed at another time. I tried to reason with Steve, and it was hopeless. He simply will not provide the water users with accountability. He is clearly trying to obfuscate the municipal water users about money spent and progress and details of the water system. Obfuscate means to dodge a question. Steve Barrett seems to be in total control of all the activity for the grant money and decisions concerning a recent $750,000 grant to rebuild our municipal water system. There were 9 meetings to make this contract decisions in 2018-19, where the 2 other selectmen did not attend. There were no minutes taken for the town, and there was no reports provided to the other 2 selectmen to be updated on the details. The town people have no idea on how the money was handled. The lack of transparency and allowing one man to handle all decisions is not acceptable in a democratic system. When there is no transparency on money, how money is spent, I gotta scroll down. In government, it most often results in a revelation of money mishandled and corruption. as was in the case of the Coventry clerk, where the town clerk embezzled hundreds of thousands of dollars by hiding transactions and not being transparent about town business, as Steve Barrett is doing presently. Last year, the people demanded answers and meeting was set up, so Jerry Waterman, Steve Barrett did not show up. Instead, Jerry Waterman showed up, who doesn't know what's going on, and answered the question, who once again did not attend the meetings of the grant money disbursements and was not updated on the details the people wanted to know. Not only is this totally acceptable, it shows a willingness for Steve Barrett to not do his job, which is to serve the people of this town and be accountable for them and provide them answers. Beyond that, it is a violation of our First Amendment rights and open meeting law, which is the basis of this complaint and in an issue that crosses over to other town business. Lack of transparency. As usual, I expect the selectmen to vote unanimously. There was no wrongdoing, as they have done in all other complaints filed about the actions of the selectmen. They have the right to do this, as I have the right to file complaints in court action. They can deny these allegations, but they cannot deny us our rights. I reserve the right to file complaint in court action if I feel my rights have been violated. Filing these complaints to get answers could all be avoided if there was opportunity to discuss the laws and the business of the town at meetings. There is no discussion possible on business of the town where substantial money is involved. However, when there is a discussion on purchasing and installing street signs or other small items, ample time is allowed for the discussion of minimal expenses. The cure: schedule a special meeting to discuss the current issues of the water system, where Steve Barrett would show up and be present to answer questions on the townspeople to their satisfaction without time limits, without subterfuge, and without question dodging. We need and demand transparency by the law. It is our Constitution. A quote I see often in transparency is a cornerstone of democracy. That was quoted by Transparency. Some scholars and statements. James Madison thought access to information commonly referred to in contemporary vernacular as transparency was an essential cornerstone of our democracy and governance. It keeps honest people. It keeps people honest and keeps people updated when you comply to the laws, which you don't do. That's why I hear. Go ahead and deny it. And Steve, I am going to take it further. You can take that to the bank. And I have compiled things.
Steve, can I go on record of saying a couple of things, please?
Just a minute. A motion was made and seconded. Now there is discussion. This is where I was going to read the complaint, but Barry wouldn't allow me to do that, so he did it himself. So now that we are in the discussion mode of the motion, yes, you can speak.
Okay, I am looking at what Barry read as the complaint that is attached that I received, and the complaint that Barry read, there's quite a few differences line by line in what Barry recited as to the complaint that's attached here that I have. That's the first comment I'd like to make.
Mm-hmm.
What document are you reading?
Can we wait till I'm done the things that I would like to discuss, and then you can ask me the question?
I sent you one final PDF.
Yeah,
I just read it.
Which is totally different than what you read.
I don't believe that.
Okay. Anyway, that's my. It's different. You added some lines and skipped some lines as to the complaint that I have that's on file here. Anyway.
Oh, sue me.
And
it's still valid. It's still the question is, and the complaint is about non-compliance.
Why can't I ever say something in its entirety?
Well, nobody follows rules around here, Denise. That's the problem. I don't, you don't, he doesn't, Rick doesn't.
I do.
Not all the time.
The second thing I have to say is relative to Aldrich and Elliott's meetings, monthly construction meetings. On December 12th at 4:13 p.m., I sent Barry an email.
What
that
year?
stated
What year? December 12th, when?
2018.
Okay.
It says, I got the minutes from Aldrich and Elliott and made copies, which Barry picked up. So he did have the meetings as a courtesy. I didn't have them in my office, but I did provide those to Barry. Third comment I'd like to make on the record is at our August Select Board meeting, August 1st to be exact, Barry gave a page and a half of questions that he wanted answered by the Select Board, which Steve had an emergency. Steve was not at that meeting. There was 2 Select Board members there, Jerry and Rick, legal meeting. So Jerry answered each and every question that Barry had. I just would like to go on record stating those facts. So
I'd like to respond to that.
transparency is pretty good here, I think.
I would like to respond to that if I wish, if I could. I submitted and we discussed. The way that was handled was allegedly non-compliant to laws, and I got verification of that by the Secretary of State. The way you handled that, those 9 meetings, they were never warned. Nobody knew about them. I found out about those meetings after they were done. 9 meetings to spend $750,000 with nobody knows what you did, and nobody had the opportunity to go to these meetings because, as you said, the meetings were not meetings because of a way that you misinterpreted the law. If I were you, Denise, I would say that you interpreted that inadvertently. That is a way you can keep yourself out of trouble because this is going up. You don't want to be held accountable for that, but you can say if you really feel you really didn't know the law well enough, it was an inadvertent action. That could make you look a little better.
The Secretary of it is I would like this on record as well. The Secretary of State's office, it's illegal for them to give legal advice. You can call them, you can give them your side of the story, and based on the facts that you give them or that you think are facts, they will tell you what to do based on your story. Whether you're telling them the whole story or not.
I show them videotape. And
as I was saying, that so Secretary of State's office is there for all people. As a matter of fact, if they give legal advice, they would be in trouble. It's illegal for the Secretary of State's office to give legal advice.
Okay, I want to respond to that, Denise. It is illegal for them to give advice. They did not give me advice. What they did give me, and which is very legal, is applicable laws that you broke. They gave them to me and said, you should call your attorney. They gave the laws, and they clearly, you broke the law. You broke the open meeting laws, and that's what she gave me. And she gave me the laws, the exact laws. And I showed them to you, but you didn't want to see them. So, it wasn't, they didn't advise me. They gave me the laws and said, call your lawyer. So, I got those laws. I mean, a meeting was not a meeting because of your misinterpretation of the open meeting laws doesn't fly because those laws are totally opposition to what you say. So she never gave me advice. She gave me laws, quoted laws that were applicable to the actions. And
Thank you, Barry. We have a motion on the floor that no open meeting law violation occurred, and it was seconded, and we had discussion. All those, any other discussion? Rick, Jerry?
No.
No, hearing none. All those in favor of the motion to deny the open meeting law complaint signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. No meeting law violation occurred.
You allege no meeting law were. You're not a judge. You just
That's
denied
right.
that, and I still allege they happened, and you suggested I go further. It will
Yes.
go further. It will.
please take it further. Because we need to bring,
Hey, it's a given, and there's other people in town that are going with me.
we need
You're
to.
not so popular as you you're not so popular as you think. People are disgusted, and they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight legally. They're ready.
But that's fine if you're representing.
That's fine.
that.
I'm can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't either. After
Yeah,
3
okay.
years of you complaining that we have open meeting law violations, there should be some closure to this. So
That's
please.
right. Absolutely. I believe that. I believe so.
Yes.
And that's our constitutional right.
All right.
And you
So thank
say
you very
it
much
is not
for
so.
attending, everybody. And
I'm still talking in this discussion. If you shut me off, I'll file another open meeting law complaint.
there was a motion made and seconded, and
We were in a
it
discussion,
was
and you cut me
denied.
off. You were in a discussion once again, cut me off. What do you got to go home
Just
quick?
bickering back and forth.
Yeah, that's right. That's what meetings are for. Bickering back and forth when things are not right. And it's legal. And no judge in the world would argue, even if they see me screaming. I have a reason to scream. I'm frustrated. Our water bill's going to go up a couple $100, according to Denise, estimated, and we can't talk about it. We can't get answers.
I never said that.
You quoted it's going up, and you quoted Troy had already gone up. You said it's going to go up. Okay, it doesn't make any difference because it will go up. Everybody knows that. The way the money's been handled, and we don't know anything that happened. We have no right to be involved in the decisions of the water. And that is the whole issue. And go ahead. Go home.
All right. Next item up is there any unfinished or new business?
Nothing.
Nope.
Hearing none. And we don't need an executive session. And vote to adjourn. Is there a motion?
Make the motion to adjourn.
No, I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We are adjourned. And thank you very much for attending. I'm going